you say Washington Heights, like, I'm saying it right now. What comes to mind?
Friendly, respectable, quiet at times. It's just like, it's a nice place to be. And like, if for anyone trying to start a family or raise a family here, like, it's a good place to start.
Our goal, which is based upon the goals set forth by community leader Maddie Marshall during our meeting with her earlier in the semester, is to archive and record the history of Washington Heights neighborhood in order to make members of the community aware of the unique history of Washington Heights. A main asset in this project is the use of documentation through oral history. The use of this oral history provides unique perspectives from the members who have spent their lives in Washington Heights neighborhood. A major asset to this goal is to display publicly through an online website the findings of the research. This investigation is important not only for the neighborhood, but also for us, as we hope to gain experience in leadership, team cooperation, and a deeper understanding of what it means to be a citizen within a community. Today, Washington Heights is one of Charlotte's innermost neighborhoods. It is located along the west side of Beattiesford Road between the Brookshire Freeway and Northwest Junior High School, about 2 miles away from Uptown. Its streets, Booker, Sanders, Tate, Dundee, Celia, Pitts, Carmel, Redbud, and Onyx, slope gently downward from the ridgeline marked by Beattiesford Road. And they are lined with some 200 modest bungalows dating from the 1910s through 1930s.
Our class was split into groups that were each assigned different tasks. We had several groups assigned with the responsibility of collecting oral histories from some current and previous residents of Washington Heights. We then had a website group that was assigned the task of putting together a website for the public to be able to view our project. We then had a documentary group who was assigned to put this film together and present it at an event later in the semester. Our event group set this event up by booking the Excelsior Club, getting refreshments for the event, and advertising the event so that people might come. Community leader Maddie Marshall was our main contact, through which almost all of this was done, so without her this would have been impossible. Most of our information that was gathered was from the previous citizenship class that had done research for the neighborhood.
Washington Heights was established in 1910 as the trolley system in Charlotte began to come into existence. Streetcar suburbs were created in order to establish an organized country living experience for residents. In order to satisfy the needs of the growing African American middle class in Charlotte, Freehold Realty Company purchased land by a newly constructed trolley line and began to plan building of the upcoming suburb Washington Heights.
The neighborhood housed many prominent African American people like Dr. George E. Davis, the first black teacher at Biddle University, Dr. Henry L. McCrory, Biddle University's youngest and energetic president, Reverend W. H. Davenport, editor of the Star of Zion, and one of the nationally ranked officials of the Emmy Zion Church, and also Reverend W. Wilson, one of the first lot purchasers after Freehold Realty.
The Wilson House is the earliest known structure standing in Washington Heights, Charlotte's first black suburb. Little is known about its owner, Reverend H. Wilson, except that he was among the first lot purchasers after Freehold Realty planted the new neighborhood on June 10, 1913.
This two-story brick dwelling is the most imposing residence to be seen today in Washington Heights. The neighborhood was created in the 1910s as Charlotte's only black streetcar suburb and soon filled up with middle-class and few upper-class families. Perhaps the most important resident in those early years was Reverend W. H. Davenport. He was the editor of Star of Zion and thus one of the nationally ranked officials of the AME Zion Church.
It really got started sometime in the mid-40s as the university grew. Beattiesford Road expanded up this way. Okay. In 1938, the year of my birth, West Charlotte High School was the second high school for predominantly blacks within the city limit. I was born
Until the late 1930s, high school students from and around Washington Heights had to travel all the way to the Second Ward High School, the only secondary school for African Americans in that area at the time. This all changed in 1938 when the city school board decided to build West Charlotte High School. West Charlotte High School is located at 1415 Beatties Ford Road. Eventually, West Charlotte High would move further out to its current campus, and the Beatties Ford Road building became Northwest Junior High. In 1996, it became Northwest School of the Arts, a CMS magnet school that is one of the most culturally vibrant and ethnically diverse places in the city.
Created about 1946, the Excelsior Club is one of the most architecturally and historically important structures in this sector of Charlotte. The club initially opened up as a remodeled two-story house. The Excelsior Club was once a very prominent place for the gathering of African American politicians and was an important meeting spot during the 50s and 60s as blacks worked to regain their political rights lost to them at the turn of the century. Today it is very well known as possibly the oldest stylish social gathering place in the African American community.
I think everybody in there was family. Everybody that came to the Excelsior. They had graduates from Johnson Cecily that had moved away, but every time they come, they would come there. So it was nice. It was nice being in there.
Thus far, we have completed almost all the goals that we had set forth in our goal statement. We have set up a website through the use of Weebly.com and have also brought the URL from them, so it's official now. We have conducted oral histories for 4 residents thus far over the course of this semester, and are working diligently to get those oral histories archived in our UNC Charlotte library. And we also put this event together to showcase our documentary on the neighborhood to the people of the community, in hopes that people will learn some things that they did not know before about the place they live in. Maddie Marshall wanted to have a project that documented and presented the history of Washington Heights to people within and outside of the community, and I believe that we have all done that we could to ensure that this is happening. This project in its second semester and has made tremendous progress so far. This is an ongoing program through the UNC Charlotte University Honors Program. We are passing the torch to next semester's Honor Citizenship course now so that they hopefully can reach the project to new heights next semester.